Melly chased down the man who took his father's head, fought him and all of his men. He took some of them down. He wasn't able to take that man down, but he was able to at least get his father's head back. The dude had no choice but to hand it over to the Melid and escape, because the Melid's enforcements were arriving at that very moment. Like, he kept trying to fight the Melid. He kept trying to get away, and the Melid was just not letting him. The Melid was doing everything in his power to get his father back. Every time the Melid's father's men tried fighting the man who killed his father's men, they were failing and losing every single battle until our girl, Sound of Bamboo, arrived. And she made sure they sent those men packing. She sent them running. Now, they would be coming back, but she put a stand and she gave them a chance to win by making them make changes. So I was wrong about, in my videos for book 5, I called Pacify Beacon Smoke Sound of Bamboo's father. No, that is Empty Expense's father. Her father is Timely Rain. I got them mixed up. I didn't pay attention to when I was reading the backs for some reason. I read his name as her father's and not the other's father's for some reason. I'm very bad at this. Even though I keep going back and forth from the map to the names and reading the book, I still get characters mixed up. I did that also again in book 5's videos. Sound of Bamboo and Empty Expense, like, he showed up. Like, he appeared when she sent that dude packing. He showed up. Like, he was seen as a deserter until he appeared, and he has a way to defeat that dude and his force. He has a way. He has information for them. Like, he reveals that the dude's father is growing plants the same way their military force does. He also has created a weapon they could use against him. He also basically keeps Sound and Bamboo and the Melid's brother from fighting each other, because they were literally arguing over how they should deal with the military and the forces and stuff like that. Like, if they have different opinions and ideals, and the fact that this girl, she has no choice but to be working for the Empress Downground. Like, she is stuck where she is. Like, she has no funds to her name. Like, she is suffering just like the other two are suffering. Like, it's just a terrible situation for all three of them, and they're trying to figure out how to deal with it. Sound and Bamboo, she has a meeting with the main character, and honestly, I was confused during their meeting. Like, it was kind of just going over my head, and I was just not understanding what they're talking about. All I know is that Sound of Bamboo was trying to get money out of the main character, because again, she has no money to her name, and she was hoping that he would probably give her money. Like, she could use her forces or something to persuade him to give her money, and he was just not having it. Like, in book 5, he was worried and concerned about her, but I guess he doesn't have that worry and concern anymore. So he's trying to, I guess, get her to come to his side, or he doesn't see her as a threat anymore. Like, can someone explain that to me? Because I was a little confused. From Empty Expense, we learn how just much Sound of Bamboo has suffered her entire life because she is a woman. She was the only one of her father's children that was willing to serve, because none of her brothers would. And she just couldn't get into her father's base, so she joined Empty Expense and Pacify Beacon Smoke's military force, and still she could not make herself into a position. Like, she was harassed, she was bullied, they physically harmed her, they put her into terrible positions. Like, it was just a terrible situation. Even when she made herself a spot in Pacify Beacon Smoke's military force, no one would rule under her because she's a woman. And they gave her a lie of why they would. Not because she's a woman, not that lie. That was the truth. But the lie they gave her was that she couldn't wield a certain weapon. A weapon none of them themselves could wield. And she learned how to use it and then returned back to her father. and she strived more and more. And when her father was in danger and she went around trying to get help to go save her father, because again, her brothers wouldn't do anything. No one would truly help her, but she went and got her father and brought him back. Like, this is how much of a power force she is. She never went against anyone that harmed her. She just tried her best to continue striving. Now, Empty Expense does state that one of the times they went against her and she pulled herself out like a lioness, very angry, very upset, and she had tears going down her face. But instead of looking down on her like she was a weak, sensitive woman, no, it put fear into them. They were afraid of her. Sound and Bamboo, she gives the Mellied a chance to prove himself. She states that she's going to do something for a few months and then he needs to do this certain thing. Like, I guess she's giving him a chance, like something to prove himself to her and to the others. Because again, remember, most of his father's men, he does not have a connection or a relationship with. He can't rein them in. Like, we're told that in book 5, and that is still an issue in book 6. So basically, they need him to get into a position where he can rein them in, that he can have this connection and bond with them. And this is what she's giving him the chance to do. Thanks to Sound on Bamboo and Empty Expenses, information and the way they get the Melly's brother to agree to their decisions and their ideas and their plans, they're able to push back the dude who had killed their father. They're able to keep him in the sidelines, keep him from taking them more down than he already has. They keep changing their lineups, their bases, basically switching everything around where not the same person is in the same place making the same decisions. No, they're in different places making different decisions and working on themselves to change themselves, like how he changes the ways he battles, how he fights, because he takes information, he uses it to benefit himself, and he makes changes that benefit stuff. And so they're taking what he does, and that was the same thing the Sound of Bamboo Forces does, is that they change things as things go. They don't settle and stick to the same plans and strategies, don't they stick the same people in the same locations. That is how, yes, it worked for the Melly's father for a long time. But at times like this, you need to change up stuff, and it is working for them now. The little rich kid who, you know, did all those terrible things in book 5, he is working with the main character. He's funding things for the main character, and he tells the main character, give the port back to like the country that they're planning to rebel against, so they can make a whole new port, so they can make better financial situations and decisions and get better funding and bring in more resources without using that port, because they would have to go around the Green Hills, and that way they can also still go around the Green Hills. The rich kid, when alone with one of his servants, he basically states that he thinks the main character will sooner or later go against him and will get rid of him. So he's going to do something to make sure that doesn't happen, or he's going to make sure to get rid of the main character first. Like, I was actually confused about that part. Like, he's very acting suspicious of the main character. He's very paranoid towards the main character. So I am very concerned and worried that he's going to bite the main character's hand, that he's going to do something against the main character. Maybe he won't, but I'm very concerned he is. Like, I'm very worried.